With it being just a few weeks till Ashveil is released alongside the 4.1 update, today I'm here with the full pre-farm guide, taking you over everything you do need to know in order to level him up and max out his traces, and also some relic recommendations and ornament recommendations. This video does not account for the Lycon, so do keep that in mind. It just counts for Ashveil himself and his traces, everything you need to level him up fully and have it up, and then finally the relics. Anyway, let's get into it. Stuck grinding in Honkai Star Rail? Need Stellar Jades fast? We've got you covered. Head over to U7 Buy, your ultimate gaming hub for save fast and cheap in-game top-ups. Whether it's Star Rail or your other favorite games, U7 delivers instantly and players love it. Check out their Trustpilot reviews, they're actually top ranked. On the Honkai Star Rail direct top-up page, you can recharge your account in seconds. For example, 8080 Honorific shards cost $99.99 in the official store, but on U7 Buy, you can see here it's way cheaper. Just pick your server, enter UID, pay securely, and boom, your account is instantly loaded. Want extra savings? Use code PRETSR at checkout for 5% off, perfect for last minute pulls, battle passes, or surprising a friend. And here's a bonus. If you spend $80 a month on U7 Buy, you can grab the Honkai Star Rail Express Pass for only 1 cent, which is nearly free. Click on the link in my description, recharge fast, save more, and keep blazing those trails. First, starting it off with the general materials. For actual general materials, when it comes to books, you will need about 290 purple books. And then credits wise, you will need roughly about 3.4 million credits. As per usual, when it comes to tracks of Destiny First Traces, you will need 8. And the common materials he is going to use are the brand new ones in Planar needing a total of 51 green ones, 71 blue ones, and 73 purple ones. Planar is still pretty new, so there's a chance you might not have enough. If you did the stuff quickly and you set your assignments to it, you probably are able to get roughly enough. Worst case, of course, just unlock the Planar map, and then you are able to just go ahead and track enemies. You can just go here, track, go to them. If you have Fine on their Akron, you don't even have to fight them. You just use their technique, and then boom, they're dead. And then also be sure to set your actual assignments to them because they are in this, and especially with how it works now, it's also just easier. You just boom, click them, and you're done, and then it accumulates over time. So like right here, I have a good amount of hours, so just click, and then boom, that's 52 right there. So that's almost the entire, actually that is the entire needed for the green amount. So that's how you would go about doing those. If you don't have enough, you will finish that relatively quickly. The stagnant channel ascension material he's going to use is the brand new one from Shape of Soundburst right here under lightning. It is this one right here, requiring a total of 65 of these. Stagnant shadow, relatively easy. At the highest trailblaze level, you get 5 per run and you only need 65, so it's only about a day's ish and a little more worth of stamina. Just if you need the location, since it is new, I'll just go ahead and show you here. Just enter. Actually, no, not enter. Just click this button here, and then boom, it's right here. The map is Dovebrook District, as it did say, so just right here on the left. Right after the general materials, and while you do that, I recommend doing this first, as it's kind of something you finish quickly and then forget about until you just come out. For traces, he's going to use the newest one when it comes to Butt of the Hunt. So don't farm any of these old ones. Don't farm this one. Don't farm this one. Farm this top one right here. This is the one he's using. Here's a location. I don't even have it unlocked apparently. This one is in Amphoria. So if you have it, this one, Ruins of Time, just go to this teleport and then just run down and it'll be right there. But for actual requirements, you will need a total of 18 green ones, 69 blue ones, and 139 purple ones in order to max out every single trace. So this includes taking all his traces to level max, so 6 basic, 10 rest, unlocking major traces, and then the trace tree as well. Moment you finish Stagnant Shadow, recommend hopping on this as soon as possible just because it is relatively cringe to farm traces still and will generally take you a minute. The Echo of War material he is going to use is the newest one we do have currently from the Iron Tomb boss fight, requiring a total of 12 of these. 3.7 has come and gone for a bit now, 2 whole updates. You probably have enough just like I do here. If you don't, it's really just doing like 3 runs and then 1 more run. So it takes 4 runs total to get this at the highest trailblaze level. So that's also something you can really just knock out right away. The moment the actual weekly stuff resets, go ahead, use them on this, and then you'll be good to go. Now for relics. So for the most part, he's actually able to have all his stuff farmed. Overall, I do recommend waiting on guides to come out. Of course, I myself will have a guide around the time he is going to release, just to be sure you know you're farming the best stuff. But generally, the best stuff for him right now is the Ashveil and Grand Duke set. Since this set is incentivized for follow-up attacks and his main source of damage is his follow-up attack, the 2-piece increases follow-up damage, the 4-piece is able to increase attack based on the amount of times a follow-up attack hits, and his follow-up attack actually does hit enough times to fully stack this, so 8 times. and works out really good with this playstyle since Ashveil himself is generally seeming to be relatively attack deprived. So this giving you an attack increase is going to be good, and his follow-up attacks are able to fully stack it. So for easy use and overall best performance at the same time, the Ashblaze and Grand Duke set does seem like the overall one you do want to farm. He does have a few other ones that we will of course get into in a bit, but this one is just shaping up to be the best in slot just because, as I mentioned, it's easy for him. He has enough hits in his follow-up attack, and since Ashveil himself is relatively attack deprived, this set providing a good amount of attack increase is going to be good, as now he's going to be able to benefit himself a lot more since attack is going to be one of the bigger ways to increase his damage. Think of someone like a Noxa who really loves those attack buffs. Ashveil is going to have that, but in the form of a relic set if you are running this. So this is the overall one you want to run. Another one you can use is 4-piece Pioneer, but the thing with this set is you will actually need to run another character that can inflict debuffs unless you have a high idle on Ashveil. Ashveil is able to proc a debuff, so he will have one that he's able to have the aforementioned effects increase, but this set also is good increasing damage dealt to enemies with debuffs, and the 4-piece providing a bit of crit rate and also increased crit damage to enemies with at least 2/3 debuffs, which further gets aforementioned effects increased by 100% when inflicting a debuff yourself by the wearer. So again, unfortunately, Ashveil himself cannot fully stack this, but of course it also depends on the Litecoin you're running, but overall you will need to run another debuffer in the form of a sustain, even if a support has one. It just depends on who you are running with him. You just want to make sure you have 3 debuffs on the enemy, and then Ashveil himself can proc the aforementioned effects increase to get the full effect of this actual relic set. It does perform good on him. Overall, it does unfortunately perform worse than Ashveil. Overall, it does unfortunately perform worse than the Grand Duke set, but it's still relatively close, at least as of now from what I have seen. So if you happen to have a set laying around for this, or you just want to use this set over Grand Duke for some reason when it comes to farming, then you can use this instead. Really, those are the 2 main sets you want to use. Otherwise, for now, if you just want to have a 2-piece, you can do 2-piece attack with 2-piece crit. So the attack sets would be like 2-piece hero, 2-piece dot set, 2-piece musketeers, or 2-piece wind soaring. Combine that with 2-piece of the crit sets, so 2-piece scholar for crit rate if you need that more, which is probably going to be the one you need more. The ones providing crit rate are scholar for 2-piece, and then also worlder make and deliver. If you need crit damage as a 2-piece, one that provide crit damage is also just Wave Strider and also the brand new magical girl set. So for 2-piece crit, you would pick one of those, or you could just do 2-piece crit and 2-piece crit, so you'd combine 2-piece crit damage and then 2-piece crit rate. Or if you really need the crit rate, because again he doesn't have many sources of crit rate when it comes to his base kit, depending on the team you're running, maybe you'd want to do that. So it'd just be 2-piece crit rate with 2-piece world remaking and 2-piece scholar for a total of 16% crit rate. But again, overall, I just highly recommend getting the Grand Duke set, as I am going to be relatively certain that this will be his best in slot even after the guides start coming out. But if he wants to be 100% safe, I just recommend waiting a bit. Now for planar ornaments, there are 2 you can actually use right now. One of them is his overall best for his own personal damage as a main DPS. However, 4.1 is seeming to bring another set that is a bit better for sub DPS. It's still good for his damage, but it's not going to be as good as one of these. But that set is mainly seeming to be one you are able to put on the more sub DPS of the team, which allegedly his role is going to be that, but for the longest time he's going to be mainly a hyper carry where he performs best. So I honestly recommend farming this. So what that one is going to be Durin, providing a stack of merit anytime someone uses a follow-up attack, giving you up to a 25% increase of follow-up attack damage and also 25% crit damage when reaching 5 merit stacks. This is, again, overall going to be the best for damage. Even with the new set in 4.1, again, that one is more for a sub DPS potential, while also increasing his own stat a bit, but this set being Durin just is the best overall for damage. Otherwise, you can also just use the Inertial Salto in the meantime. It is worse than Durin, but it is still good. 8% crit rate, reaching 50% or higher crit rate gives ultimate and follow-up damage increased by 15%. He does do damage with his ultimate, so that's going to get a bit of an increase, but it doesn't really matter there. His main source of damage being the follow-up attack is getting an increase. So just an extra 15% increase in damage there, but also some crit rate. Again, this set is worse than Durin, so Durin is going to be the best overall for damage, even after the 4.1 set. So personally, I just recommend getting Durin for him. That's just going to be his overall best. His follow-up attack does go off pretty often, and the requirement is right now just hitting someone. So it is really easy to stack it up too, so that's also good. That is the full pre-farm guide for Ashveil. I do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like, I'd be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for future videos like this, along with all other types of style content. And I'll see you later. Peace out.